What's going on, guys? Today I have some reviews for the week of May 21st, this past Wednesday. I'm going to start with a book that I don't think many people picked up, but it's one that really stood out for me as far as the books that I read, maybe outside of Magneto and Daredevil. It was one of the only books that I really enjoyed this week. So that book is The Last Broadcast #1, published by Archaea. The Last Broadcast is about a magician named Ivan who just woke up in the hospital. We don't know much about why he's there at this point, and most of the issue takes place in the past, dealing with Ivan's struggling magician career, and it also focuses on a group of two urban explorers whose goal is to go places beyond no trespassing signs just to see what's there. By the end of the issue, we become aware of how these two things are related, and I was a little confused by the issue, and I'm left with tons of questions, but I'm completely on board with this story going forward. I thought the story was fantastic, and the artwork fit perfectly. If you have an opportunity to grab this issue, I would totally suggest it. Definitely one of the better books that I read this week. I'm really glad that I decided to pick it up. And next, I'm going to talk about Batman Eternal #7. I've been pretty honest with my feelings for this book over the past couple issues. I was all about it up until issue 5, I want to say, and then the past couple, 5 and 6, haven't been my favorite thing ever. I think the scope of the story is too big, and there's too many characters and too many storylines sort of going on at the same time. Makes the book really confusing. I'm also not a huge fan of the artist constantly changing. I thought it was just going to be Jason Fabok and Dustin Nguyen alternating, but it seems like that's not the case. We have a third new artist in the past 3 issues, so it's getting a little ridiculous at this point. But like I said, in issue 7, we get another artist change. And as far as the story goes, I'm not totally back on board with this book, but I will say that I enjoyed it more than the last couple issues. Some of these storylines seem to be coming together a bit. This one focusing a lot on Penguin, and we get a little Catwoman, a lot of Professor Pig in there as well. But there were still some new characters introduced in the book. And I think my problems with the book are just the nature of a title with 5 different writers working on it. I mean, they're probably all doing their own stories, and they all want to write their own piece of this book. So it ends up being a really big thing. So we'll see if I continue with it outside of the next couple of issues, but I'm feeling better about it than I did last week. Maybe I'll try and keep reviewing Batman Eternal on a weekly basis to sort of follow my opinions of it as the book continues to come out, and how my thoughts of it change over its progression. But we'll see. Finally, I want to talk about Magneto #4. Like I mentioned before, this is one of the books that really stood out this week, along with Daredevil and The Last Broadcast. I'm going to say that, hands down, this is probably the best book on the shelves, and if you aren't picking this up, I think you really need to check it out. I really love stories that pin like religious zealots or groups of people against mutants, and that's really what we get in this issue. Very God loves, man kills. Although that's not the main part of the story, anytime that pops up, I really enjoy it. But above and beyond that, we get a bit more reasoning behind why Magneto is doing these certain things, why he feels as strongly as he does. And I think Cullen Bunn totally gets Magneto, and the inner monologue portions of the book are probably the best parts, when Magneto is sort of trying to rationalize this to himself, and in those portions we get to find out a little bit more about himself and his reasonings for what he's doing. Plus, the book is just totally brutal, and it's just really awesome. The artwork works